feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi everyone, welcome if you are new here and you're my Patreon subscribers. Welcome my little astronaut. So for today's video, we're going to be talking specifically about maybe potentially we may bring in solar flares, but we may not even bring that in at all in today's video. We're going to be talking about specifically the internet outage with Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and a couple other outlets, and to kind of see what is happening there. Now, I know this shirt is disgusting. I would normally never wear this, but I had nothing, and this was the only thing that was available at the time of this video. Also, as well, we're also going to be covering the Pandora Papers. If you don't know what the Pandora Paper is, I'm going to give you a little idea what it is right now, so you kind of have a little bit of knowledge. So I kind of like skimmed the title, then kind of got the meaning, the generic meaning. The Pandora Papers basically mean is it exposes how the global elite or like the rich people concealed wealth in the tax havens such as the United States. So what they're doing is they're buying up like different products such as like retail, hotels, and stuff, and then putting money there and hiding it away from the government. They're not paying taxes to the United States government. There's a rapid change in law to combat corruption and money laundering because of what has come out. We'll talk more about it in today's video. It exposes how the risk of avoiding taxes. The leak included and 12 million documents that named the head of state, basically politician. That's what that means. Billionaires and celebrities who use offshore companies to buy mansion, private jets, and also investments in other companies as well. Again, this exposes leaders using government money, also government officials where they import countries such as like Jordan, where they said that they declared bankruptcy. But what I ended up finding in this paper today is that the government, the leader, used the money that was supposed to be given for the people during COVID, and instead used it to buy retail for himself or real estate. So now he's in big trouble. So yeah, also they're buying millions of resale, like so your houses that you normally get for an average American is being brought up by other foreigners, particularly like billionaires, are buying them all up in big bulk and then selling them at such high rates. That's why the rent level is so high in the United States. So that is what it's gonna be. We're gonna be looking at specifically is the Pandora Paper and the Facebook, Instagram, and of course WhatsApp outage. So let's take a look. Before we do begin, we're going to do our little typical intro. Hi, Liz. Hi, Paula. I'm glad you like the background. Halloween, right, babies? It's funny because today is actually Mercury retrograde, and the reason why the moon in the back is dark is because today is actually a new moon. So if you have not already, do some new moon ritual. It's going to help you tremendously. All right. Let's not waste some time. Let's jump into it. We have a lot to get through today. If you have questions, put them in the live chat as well. Hi, Memphis. Hi, how are you, love? You must be new here. Welcome. This is being live streamed on October 6th, 2021 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are interested in booking a reading with me, just check the description below. As a matter of fact, speaking of readings, I am offering a 1 year, for my 1 year anniversary on the channel. I'm offering 10% off personal reading for 30 minutes and 20% off personal reading for 1 hour. You can book as far out as December 31st, 2021 of this year. And the sale expires Monday on Columbus Day. So if you would like to get a head start, definitely recommend you book a reading. After Columbus Day, I will not do personal readings anymore. I will only do those who have booked it. Instead, I am getting rid of personal readings and going to cost me more money to keep it open than anything else. So if you want a personal reading with me, I highly recommend it because it will be the last time I'll be offering it. All right, what else? Let's just do some disclaimers on the screen right now so I don't get in trouble. This is just for entertainment purposes only, and for education purposes only as well. YouTube. All right, there you go. At the end of the video, we'll do some pick a card reading for you guys as well. Pluto went direct today. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Hi, Ken. What's up, love? Let's begin. So let me put this light on so you guys can kind of see this a little bit better. Okay. So spirits and angels, please tell me about what happened with the outage. Why were the social media outage? And the reason why I'm covering is because actually at the time that the outage occurred, Facebook was being subpoenaed and being in trouble by the Congress in the United States. They have a congressional hearing that actually exposed that Facebook knew that they were actually hurting people, but they did it anyway. That includes fake news, false information, and that they were part of spreading it out to more people, trying to damage more people in terms of like vaccine distribution and stuff like that. If anyone wants to correct me or you want to add more on top of what I just said, feel free. All right, so Spirits and Angels, please tell me, what do we need to know about the Facebook outage, the social media outage? What is that? Okay, so the first card that comes out is the devil. Interesting. All right, we have that one. I think that's a young card. And, oh, all right. Oh, okay, all right. I know what this is. So what Facebook was doing was actually, believe it or not, this is actually makes a lot more sense now that we're reading on it. That we have the double card, we have the Two of Pentacles reverse, and we have the Emperor card. And I'm getting shows from that. This is election day. This is my election night card, right? We have the devil. This is normally Donald Trump card, and here's the president, right? The Emperor card. What is showing me here is that they were actually influencing the presidential election. That comes with no shocker. It doesn't take a psychic to know that one. But what it does say here is that they had some drastic plan put in place that they never used, but they were trying to use. So they were trying to influence the presidential election in favor of one party than the other based on whether or not Facebook in themselves could be more benefited from one party or not. That is what the idea, that is the motive here. The motive is desire for money and wealth. Maybe potentially, maybe one political party said that maybe they wouldn't go after big corporations, whereas one do, and so they would have to make a definitive choice. Hi, Patty. What's up, love? So that's what I'm seeing here. That is the motive behind this. We have the Page of Pentacles. Yep, they're all about money. That's what this was. This was all about money, and whoever paid more in terms of advertising on Facebook got the most in terms of spending power, in terms of like exposure. We have here as well, again, right now, what is going to occur is now Facebook is going to be investigated for the subpoena of the money. They're going to start following the money trail. This is what this is. So what they were doing is they were trying to cut people off from finding out what was occurring at the congressional hearing. And what I'm seeing is that it's like almost like they've been paid. And I feel like this is somewhat related to the Pandora Papers. And here we have the Nine of Swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we have the Nine of Swords. What I'm sensing here that Facebook is going to be broken up into 9 separate, smaller companies. It almost feels like it's going to be using like the anti-Sherman Trust, which you're not familiar with that law. It was passed by Teddy Roosevelt in 1909. Excuse me, 1904, I believe. And it was to go after monopolies. Right now, Facebook is a monopoly. It dominates Instagram, Facebook, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp. It owns many other resources, and so it has unlimited firing power, and that's very dangerous, particularly when it comes to capitalism. We have here as well, we have Magician. The time is coming to an end, right? Facebook was on the rise in the past, right? In the future, they're going to be begging for money. That's what they are right now. They're here for money. They're giving money. They're not doing what's right for the users, right? Or the people who've been with them, with the program for a long time. They're going to end up coming to a stop eventually. And I have a feeling that Facebook is going to be broken up into smaller corporations. There is a report, actually, believe it or not, I've seen on Dang, and I will say this. I think, believe it or not, please correct me if I am wrong, though. I think they're trying to break up Facebook. That was something they've been trying to do for years, but it looks like it's going to happen. Let's take a look. Spirit Angel, Tommy, will they try to break up Facebook monopoly? Will they try to break them up? Okay, this card comes up. Oh, okay. All right, so we have here, so we have the Two of Pentacles, right? We have the Two of Pentacles reversed. This is social media right now. In the past here, we have the way they mistreated people in terms of their user database and stuff like that, punishing people for spreading good, real information while avoiding those who spread misinformation. And that is what Facebook is doing. And because they feel like there's more engagement when it comes to fake information than real information, therefore they're benefiting at the expense of the people. Right? We have here is we have strength. The strength of the monopoly is very strong, but this falls underneath the Two of Pentacles, right? Right now, they're not having financial trouble. But what the future holds is that the company is going to end up breaking into 5, potentially 9. That is what I'm seeing here. The 5 card here is telling me the company is going to be broken down into smaller corporations. So if you've been wondering what's happening with Facebook, and it also goes to other social media outlets as well, will be broken down. Potentially, there could be a brand new law that passes within the United States, or this could be in another country that passes, such as the European Union, which is not a country but is an organization. We have here as well in the future, we have the Hermit, which is basically my card for the uncertain future, but also very sure future. It almost feels like, to me, as of right now, with the current energy is headed in a direction of where Facebook is broken up into small little corporations. And that's where we're at right now. And we have here the Page of Cup with Mark Zuckerberg looking at like a fool, looking at the fish in the cup, wondering what happened, but he's gonna try and do a brand new initiative. So whatever happened, Mark Zuckerberg is gonna try and keep trying until he can't try no more. That's basically where he's at with Facebook. All right, let's just take an overall view of social media in general. Then I'm going to jump onto the Pandora Papers. All right, Spirit Angels, tell me about social media in general. Will they be all broken up? What's the view here? What are we looking at within the next 5 years? What's happening with social media? Will there be an outage? Would there be an internet apocalypse? What they're about to say internet apocalypse just means the internet's down. That's all that means. It doesn't mean anything scary. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So we have a lot of reversals here, which is quite interesting. All right, so we have here is we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have the 7 of stores, right? Someone walking away, running with the money. They're running with evidence being stolen in the past. Right? I have a feeling that this is where we are right now. We're not in that quite in this area just yet, but we're in this period right now. We have here as well as we have the 9 of Wands, I believe, if I do the math correctly. And it feels as if to me that what this means is that social media, some of them, the small social media will not be broken up. The big ones such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, what's the other ones? Oh my god. Twitter, those will be broken up into a small little section. But then that follows underneath it is the King of Pentacles. There's going to be no more things such as Monopoly. It will take about 100 years, almost a little bit more than 100 years, to break monopolies. I feel like there's going to be a law or a thing that's going to get passed, maybe potentially a brand new agency that's going to specifically be designed to target potential monopolies and already monopolies and bring them down. And be able to freeze their access and freeze their firing power. But by firing power, we're talking about money, unlimited money. We have here as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of Swords reversed. The time is not ending just yet. The fake news is still going to run very rampant, but the truth is going to start to end up coming more exposed as more of the companies start to be broken down into smaller section. And once they start to be broken down into smaller section, we will start to see many people who have been wrongly accused will start to be repaid for the time, for the justice. So, for example, there's a woman who just talked about her experiences and working for Facebook. And even though she knew that the consequences were going to be devastating for her when it comes to Facebook suing her in terms of the court, she knows that she's doing the right thing. And that's what I'm seeing here, that a lot of those people are going to start to step up more and more. The potentiality for that firing power, unlimited money, is going to start to dissipate. And I'm also seeing here a lot more brand new, smaller companies rising up, and it's going to dominate the next couple of decades, and it's going to play a major role in how we live in our current lives. So that is what I'm seeing in terms of social media. I don't see an outage, so that is fine. That's good, right? Now, the next thing that we're going to be looking at is the Pandora paper. I'm going to give you a quick little break to kind of relax and ease into the next topic. When you come back after the ad break, we're going to be specifically talking about the Pandora Papers, and I'll go over that, what that means in after ad break. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys momentarily. Have you ever wondered how you can get access or find my social media, my webpage, anything from my Patreon page to my classes, to book a reading with me, whatever you want, and anything that you could possibly think of, including submitting questions? You would go onto my YouTube page, click on the most uploaded or most recent video. You'll click on any of these or the ones that are uploaded as most recent. You will go there. You will go to the description, as in this case. And you can either click on submit your question, video topic, or request here. You can find it there. Or you can go check out through my website, and you can click on this, which is Linktree at Chris. You click on that, and it will take you to my webpage where you can find numerous different links, or it could take you to many different things along with my classes that will be uploaded here as well on my Patreon page. You can book a reading with me. You can submit your question. You can find the most uploaded video. You can go on to my 2 other YouTube channels. You can make a generous donation if you would like, along with joining my Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter as well, of course, if you are interested. So this is how you can find my webpage. If you are interested, let me know in the comment section below what you do think. And I'll return you back to your content. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, welcome back. Our break just ended. We're going to be talking about the Pandora paper. I do want to touch on something, though. From Memphis, Chris, do you think karma is going to hit Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin? If so, how? Basically, what I have found is that before the Democrats had took control of the Senate in 2021, when John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock won the Senate seat in Georgia for the first time for a Democrat since the 90s, I already said going into the new year that Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin were going to be a force to be reckoned with when it comes to the Senate. What I personally believe is that Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin already agreed to this on a sole contract level, that they were going to play a very key component in the way that we and our lives are dictated based on their decision specifically. So, no, I don't think karma is going to go to Sinema and Manchin. I think a lot of us believe and want to have the idea that something that we don't agree with, people are going to reap what they sow. Necessarily, no, that's not how it works. I believe personally what I have gotten now, this is just my opinion, right? This does not mean it's spiritually true of any sort, but I think that they agreed to this on a sole contract level, that that this was something that they had planned for America. Remember, had John Ossoff won the House seat at the House of Representatives in 2016, we would not be where we are right now with John Ossoff winning the Senate race in Georgia. That's not where we would be. The same thing with Stacey Abrams. Had Stacey Abrams won the governor race in Georgia, Joe Biden would likely have lost Georgia. Everything happened for a reason, and I like to believe that. So I know it's very hard to understand because it's a time of struggle, but if you can get into the mindset of understanding that things happen when accordingly, when the time is right, you will start to see that happen over time. I trust that Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin have a place in our society. There's a reason why Joe Manchin, a Democrat in a very red state that Donald Trump won by 40%, is still winning in the state of West Virginia. There's a reason for that. And so, yeah, I hope this answers your question. I know it may not be what you were looking for, but I hope it's the answer that you're more likely, hopefully, satisfied with. All right. Yeah, the internet, if they're wondering how the internet is dropping, Mercury's in retrograde. So, yeah, thank you. All right, thank you, Liz, for that. All right, so let's jump into the Pandora paper. So, basically, the Pandora paper, there's a little overview in case you just missed the beginning part of this. It's where people who have a lot of money, particularly billionaires, millionaires, would take their money and buy up different, like, resale. They buy private jets, cruise line companies, investments. but they would not put it on their tax returns, basically creating tax fraud. And some of them will also, as well, will bring up and create brand new companies, have people invest in the company. It's called money laundering. Or also another one that they've been doing that's really popular as well is like, we're going to use this very typical one. They make a pizza parlor, and then everything that's, it may look like a pizza parlor in the front, but everything that's going behind the scenes is actually something else. So it's money laundering as well. So Pandora paper exposes troubling documents about famous politicians, celebrities, and billionaires. And so what we actually found is that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are actually not the richest people on the planet. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I think there was one guy who owned Louis Vuitton. It's about 100. Oh, actually, I think it was 300 million richer than Jeff Bezos, or a trillion. I'm not sure. It could be million or trillion. Don't quote me on that. But that is what has been found, and there's more documents to be revealed as time goes on. A lot of them are not paying taxes at all. And foreign governments are actually taking real estate in the United States, creating money laundering, which basically means that the United States is a profited organization that allows corporations to money launder here in the United States. That is why this is very important, not only within the United States, but also in the European Union. So in case you were not aware of what that is, now you are. You know what? Mercury, let's breathe in, right, Memphis? Let's breathe in. I know, I feel you, but the trust that the universe has a plan. All right, so let's talk about the Pandora paper. Spirit Angel, please tell me, what is the Pandora paper? Tell me a little bit more about that. What does that mean? What is the exposure? Like, it's almost like a wiki leak. What is that? Okay. All right, so this is interesting because they had a lot of the cards, and it makes sense why these cards came out. So the first card that we have here is the Ten of Cups, right? We live in this idea, they keep pushing this idea of the 1950s, right? The time of greatness for all Americans. But actually, at the time of 1950, this is when the corruption and money laundering started to begin. It started to happen around the 1950s. People started to realize and not realize that that was occurring because people started thinking of things that were so imaginary, even though they really weren't. Right, that was just for show. But now the veil is lifted. And I'll explain in the end of the video what the veil really means, spiritually talking. And this is what the Ten of Cups mean, right? What we have here as well is we have the Ten of Pentacles, right? It's reversed. Is that more money is going to start to be revealed, particularly when it comes to hackers. And people are going to start to reveal information and documents like we have never seen. And the reason why is that the media right now is starting to push the narrative that hackers are part of the problem, that they are going to be the ones that the government needs to take down. But really, for any organization, now mark my word, for any organization or media outlet, whoever says that the hackers who release this information should be taken down by force is the ones who is doing the crime. You do the crime, you do the time, and avoid the time by putting on somebody else. That is what is going on right now. So if you see a corporation doing it, you probably should not be watching the news, because what else are they lying to you about? We have here as well as we have the Ace of Wands in the future, right? This is my card normally for the impeachment, right? This is also Nancy Pelosi with the stick, the iron fist. What this is telling me here that there's going to be massive investigation. With this investigation, it's going to power charge Joe Biden's initiative for anti-corruption, the end of trickle economics. It's a lot of things are going to start to change. And you see this money right here, it's going to start to fall. And these are where all the people live. The average Joe, average Mary, average everybody who lives here. These are all the politicians growing all their money from different streams of services, but this money is going to start to flow down to the people. And what that means is that there's going to be starting to be more investment. The United States is going to be richer. Other countries are going to be richer. Canada is going to be richer. Every country is going to start to become more richer as the rich people start to pay their fair share. That is what's going on right now. That is what the Pandora Papers are showing, is that there is a revelation that is undergoing. And in order for us as a society to move forward, is that we need the resources, the proper resources to push forward without the corruption. That is the exposure here, right? Now, the next hard hurdle that the United States and other companies and corporations, people and countries are going to have to face, and particularly in the government, is how exactly do they get a law to pass and be able to do it in a way that doesn't allow a loophole to allow something like this to ever occur again. That is one of the major problems because people in position of power do whatever they can to ensure that there's a loophole written in the law. And we have here the ace of swords. They won't be able to fully get rid of corruption, but they won't be able to do it either in a very good way. There will be like, because of Donald Trump, he had allowed the presidency, particularly when it comes to the tax return, to be a very core cornerstone of American democracy, especially when it comes to electing their leader. That is what this is showing here, that Donald Trump is actually paving the way, whether you want to admit it or not, to a way to how we vote based on our president in a different way before that we never done before. Now we used to focus on the policies and how they act, the character of the individual now matters. So a lot of it is going to start to change as time goes on. And we have here, we won't have to beg the policy of tax the rich won't be a big thing anymore, particularly because it's going to start occurring. And when this thing starts to occur, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get healthcare. It's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to have more affordable housing and foods. That is what I'm seeing here, that there's going to be another way for a better life. What you have to do on your part is to manifest a reality where these laws get those people the justice that they deserve and the crime that they have committed to be put in jail because they deserved it because of what they did. That is what the manifestation that you should be manifesting is, that this with this money, this brand new resource can be helping millions of people around the world and getting it out of the hands of the corrupt, right? I feel like these papers were damned at just first. It was only a matter of time after a matter of storm that have hit. We must see how people react and react. Correct. That is 100%. You are right. 100%. So now let's take a look at Biden's initiative. Let's talk about Biden, because Biden is a very interesting individual, right? I refer to him as FDR in some way, but he is no FDR as well. He has the persona of him, but he's not FDR, but he will be popular like FDR. So let's take a look at Joe Biden and this powerhouse, his ability to be able to tax the rich and all these other corporations, particularly when it comes to money laundering and corruption. So Spears Angels, tell me, what does this mean? How did the Pandora Papers affect the United States particularly? Okay, so it affects the president. We have Biden here, right? Yeah, all right. So here's President Biden. This is President Biden's initiative. This is his policy. This is him as the leader. And this is interesting that he come down and I just spoke about it. What we have here in the past here is that his popularity is going to start to skyrocket. And what is going to occur now is that Biden is now going to start gaining popularity again. He's going to start to go about that 50% threshold. I see him really hovering around 65 to 60% in the popular vote. Is what I'm sensing here. That's what I'm sensing in terms of popular vote. And this also determined job approval. This also was referring to as well as popular policies, that even though Republicans may not like Biden and his job approval, they may actually agree with his policies. And so that would be very beneficial for the president as well. We have here under the Emperor card, which is a strong-headed will individual. This gives Biden the power to go after these people. Because we have here the hermit. Biden is not someone you want to mess with because of this will now shine light in the government, though this will become the brand new norm. And what it's going to be is that the Democrats are going to use it as a target and an ad to target Republicans who are against investigating the Pandora Papers and the people who are involved in money laundering and corruption within the United States. So that is what I'm sensing here. We have here as well as we have the Hierophant in reverse. The way that we do government is going to change, particularly when it comes to money laundering, the laws, the election initiative, the way the elections are run. It's all going to be tied. This is part of the money trail, and it's going to start to become more drastic as time goes on. This also includes, believe it or not, in the money trail, in terms of Pandora Papers, is that Vladimir Putin is actually written in the Pandora Papers. They talked about Vladimir Putin, which means that in this way, this is also related to Donald Trump. So in case you did not know that. So at the bottom of the deck here, we have the judgment card. People are going to start to be more open-minded to the idea of taxing the rich. And by the rest, I don't mean that rich people don't pay tax. I'm talking about people who money launder, who don't want to pay their taxes, the fair share. Right? And the thing that comes after this is the presidency. We have the star card. Biden is not going to be very popular among the rich, but he will be very popular among the people. And that's what's important here. For far too long in the United States, presidents have worried about being popular among the rich, but not among the people. This will be the opposite. That's why Biden will be really popular. President Biden has shown to be a president who's a fighter and appears to care for the well-being of the country. Yes, that is indeed correct. I got chills when you said that. All right, so let's take a look at Biden when it comes to combating corruption and money laundering. Let's take a look. Now we know how America is going to look like when we talked about, how America is going to look after the money gets back and all this stuff is being exposed. Remember, this stuff is happening for a reason. So, Spirit Angel, please tell me, how would Biden use this policy, this Pandora paper, to jumpstart his corruption laws, anti-corruption laws? How would that help Biden? How would Biden do with it? Can you kind of give me a storyline here? Okay. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a very rocky road for President Biden, is what I'm seeing here. Right? It looks like it's going to be very rocky. We have here a ton of stories here. The presidential election was quite tough. And part of the reason why it was so quite tough for President Biden was because people who were in the Pandora Papers were actually funding the opposition candidate. Right? We have here, as well as we have the Night of Stories, which is President Biden going after the White House and starting his initiative very quickly. He's trying to be faster than Obama because Obama was more relaxed. Obama was more of that chill, relaxed type candidate, very charismatic, of course. But Biden realized some of Obama's flaws and how the Republicans used it against Obama. Biden's not trying to make the same mistake. And so Biden's trying to go after the policies. That's why things are trying to get pushed along with Nancy Pelosi. We have here, as well as we have the Three of Swords reversed. And this is interesting because it tells me that although the three things are failures, such as the Voting Rights Act, what else? The infrastructure as of right now, and of course, the debt ceiling. These are three big ones. However, that's going to start to change. That's the fate of Biden and his policies in terms of anti-corruption. Is it going to play a major role in this? We have here as well, Biden is going to acquire 4 big achievements within his first term, potentially within his 2 terms as president, depending on whether or not he chooses to run again. But he will have 4 major achievements. Potentially, this could be very good for the United States. It could be like healthcare, free healthcare for all. It could be something like that. It could be whatever. But it'll have to be very drastic that it changes the way that our lives are. That's what I mean. The 4 big changes. We have here, as well as we have the Ace of Swords. If Biden runs for re-election, he will not be defeated in the next upcoming election in 2024. He will not be undefeated. Had this go through, he will not be defeated, and America will actually be very well better off under President Biden than they were 4 years ago. And so the reason why I say this, and I don't mean this is not propaganda, what I'm sensing here, based on what the cards are showing me here, is that America will be kind of very like the 90s again. It's going to be a booming economy. People are going to be spending, going out on vacation. People want to be able to buy new homes, go to different places, travel, see the world. That is what I'm sensing here, that under the next administration, if it's under Biden, this is where we're going to be in terms of the country. This is where we're going to be. We're going to have a booming economy. That's what I'm seeing here. That even if everything else fails, this will be what's happened. And the idea of false information that the radicals are going to start to end, that those things are only temporary. And I just saw angel number 3434. So if you know what that is, please tell me. So anyway, let's jump on to the next part, which is money laundering. Let's take a look at how Biden will combat money laundering. I'm trying to be more positive and more uplifting in my reading. So if you do like the uplifting tone and you feel like it's a lot better, less hearts, let me know. And I want to know if it's actually working because I don't want you guys to think that it's all doom and gloom. Biden is like a diamond in the rough. He has a lot of promises. The Republicans think that if they think we're not fertilizer, that he would get buried until it's gone. They're trying to make him a lame duck president. I can't put that other thing on, Doris. I think we are in for a very rocky ride during U.S. Pluto return. I'm hoping for the best outcome. So, Liz, as for United States birth chart, actually, believe it or not, United States birth chart already shows that the United States been in Pluto return since 2000 when it started going in, but it didn't start to get more peaking until 2008 with the global recession, of course, 2020. And then as we start to go higher and closer to 2024, 2025, that's where it peaked at the highest. So that is what I'm seeing now, that's going to be the highest peak. So right now, you've been living through Pluto. You just don't realize because the energy was slower and it was more breaking. But as 2020 starts to go into the mid-20s, we're going to start to experience more Pluto returns at a certain start. It's going to start to get more crazy. That's what I'm saying. But it's going to be good crazy. You know? Thank you. I'm glad you think I'm doing a good job, Paula. I appreciate it. All right. So let's take a look at money laundering. So, Spirits and Angels, please tell me about money laundering. What do we need to know about money laundering? Okay. Yeah, people want to be fighting. Yeah, okay. All right, so I don't think Biden's going to be able to fight people on money laundering. I don't see it here. Let me see. Will Biden be successful on fighting people on money laundering? Will Joe Biden be successful in fighting? Okay, there's presidency, the Emperor card, so potentially he is the supreme ruler, the superior. Thank you, Memphis. Thank you. That's really thank you. We have the lovers card here, right? We're talking money laundering here. So it both applies to politicians, but this is President Biden. This is Biden and his administration. This includes also Vice President Kamala Harris. Oops, sorry, wrong gender. Right, that is what I'm seeing. This is my Joe Biden, Kamala Harris card as a union, right? We have here in the past years, we have the Chariot. Things moving slowly, right? It felt like for a long time America wasn't headed in the right direction. That is what this was in the past. Under President Biden here, we have the Three of Swords reversed. 3 curses under President Biden had been overturned. That is what I'm sensing here, that America has been cursed in some way or some form. And so 3 big things that normally happened has been overturned. One of the curses that we already know is the Kentucky curse, which is basically a president elected in the year of 0 dies in office or dies during the next 4 years. That is what I'm seeing. But however, this does not apply to President Biden, which is one of the curses that is broken in the United States. We have here as well for money laundering as well as we have the 5 of Wands, which is very interesting because I'm sensing here that people are not going to allow Joe Biden or President Biden to give up this easily in terms of being able to have the ability to fight people on money laundering. And potentially this could be relating to Republican blocking the bill. It could mean also as well as corporations who are actively participating in money laundering as well. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Right? The problem with Joe Biden is that he doesn't have the clearance of the IRS to have the ability to look at their taxes. That is one of the major issues for money laundering, is that they don't have the money trail up front, whereas corruption they do. That's the difference. We have here as well as we have the Tunnel Wands reversed. However, it won't be as hard as he initially thinks. It's going to be quite rocky. It's going to be quite rocky for a bit. But he's going to have to wait. That's what's going to happen. He's going to have to wait, which allows the other occupant to be able to be wrong right in. Whoever this is that he's going after, going to give him enough time to escape potentially or hide the evidence. However, we have here, he doesn't have the ability or the power to do so in the presidency. He's going to need to get approval from the Supreme Court potentially. Maybe he needs to get a warrant, whatever this is that requires him to do his job. He is limited in what he can do in terms of the presidency, in terms of his power. However, he will have the strength and support of the people. So he will have the back end. And because of that, any politician who kind of goes against Biden on this issue, it's going to be in for a rude awakening, especially when it comes up to the election or investors or donations. So that is going to play a major role. So Biden will have a lot of power, particularly from the people. We have here as well, we have the Emperor card, which is Biden. Biden will rule supreme. Now we asked about whether or not Biden is going to make very good at this issue. Will he be able to be successful with this? This is the Emperor card, and this is going to be a very big yes, but I kind of want to see what this potentially card means. Either yes or no. Will he be successful with targeting and getting rid of people committing tax money laundering? Excuse me. Spirits and Angels, please tell me. The Emperor card here showing that Biden will be successful with going after people who are committing money laundering. Okay, they told me to divide by 3, so let's see. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. It tells me here he has the money, he has the evidence. He's going to go ahead and he's going to be able to do just that. He has the ability to do it. Biden will be able to stop tax money laundering, excuse me. For entertainment purposes only, things may change based on their own actions and energies as the current energies are right now. This is the direction that we're currently heading. All right, so let's do a little personal reading for you guys so you kind of have something to leave off on a good note on this video. Let's use that one. All right, so I just got this brand new deck. It's called The Secret Language of Light, and I really love it because it really talks about energy. So we're gonna do a couple readings on this for you guys, so you kind of leave off on a positive note. Let's see. And we'll also be using energy as well, energy oracle cards. I feel like these two decks will be very key players in your lives right now, particularly when it comes to your light and your energy. So let's take a look and see what you guys have to say for you. All right. So Spirits and Angels, please tell me and please give me information on my viewers. What do they need to know right now in this current moment? Whatever you are seeing, it is indeed timeless. What do my viewers need to see right now? Okay, that's 1. Okay, this is 2. Number 3, please. Okay, that's number 3. Number 1, Spirits and Angels, tell me, what do my viewers need to know right now? What messages do my viewers need to know right now? For those who have chosen pile number 1. I'm glad you guys like the cards. You haven't seen them yet, though. I got more. I have about almost 400 decks, so, you know, I have an addiction, clearly. All right, let's look at that. Okay, let's put 1 on the bottom, 2 here. All right, so I'm going to give you a little moment. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to kind of choose what one you feel really drawn to, right, energy-wise. There's pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Ask your guys right now, call them in. If you need more time, pause the video and ask them, what do you want to tell me right now? What do I need to know right now? Okay, pause the video if you need more time. Oh, Memphis, you're so sweet. I would give you a hug if I could. But right now I smell, so thank God you can smell that from the TV or wherever you're viewing me on. All right, so for those who have chosen pile number 1, if you need more time, pause the video. Okay, interesting. So your message is that your guys are trying to communicate with you, but you're not listening. You may be seeing the number 777. Some of you guys might see 1414. You might be seeing 111 or 444 intermittently. That really adds up to 14. It doesn't really if you do the math, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing here, that they are trying to communicate with you, but you are blocked. You're not listening. You're not allowing them to do that. What they're trying to talk to you about is your family tree, your family life, your soul life, your soul family. That's what they're trying to communicate with you. They're trying to get you to understand that there is a lot more to you than you initially think. And it's funny how the 21 comes up, right? This is the year of 2021. This is very important and very significant for you as an individual, because you are going to start to find out who you really are on a deeper, more intimate level beyond what you already think it is. That is what the soul tree is referring to, that is your family history, not the biological by blood in the physical, but by biologically in the spiritual. You have here, they want you to understand that you are going to start to flourish in the new world by 2023. So if you feel like times are tough right now, you are going to start to become more successful. Right? We have here nourish. You want to start to become more happy. Here we have the North Node. Look at your North Node, and I want you, and if you don't know what that is in astrology. If you get your birth chart done, have somebody professionally read it for you and ask them what about the North Node in you and what that means for you. So you can kind of get a little bit more information on that. Unfortunately, I am not a birth chart reader. I don't know anything about it. It's too complicated. But if you go to somebody who specializes in that, this would be good. You can go and ask. You can find great ones there. Another one as well that they want you to allow yourself to be open to authentic truth. Right? I talked about 444 earlier for you guys, right? So this is authentic truth. You are starting to see the truth from 4 different angles. There is no such thing as there's being one truth. And I'm going to talk about that on my channel as well. We're going to be bringing back relearning and understanding life's important lesson. But we have here the authentic truth. And it's talking about here is that just because you see it from one angle doesn't necessarily mean that's the truth, right? You have to take a look at every single angle. Remember, everything is 3-dimensional. Everything's going to start to become 4-dimensional. So in order for you to reach the 4th dimension, you have to look at it from different angles, right? Now, I hope that makes a lot of sense, pile number 1. And I hope this gives you sufficient information. Now, for asking you guys who have chosen pile number 2, if you need more time, pause the video. Here are your messages. Envy, right? Feeling sorry for yourself is what I'm feeling. I feel like you feel sorry, and it's potentially related to COVID-19. And this is talking about 2020, which is funny how the 20 is here. I feel like for some of you guys, you've been in such a dark and negative headspace that you're not allowing yourself to see what's outside. You're not allowing yourself to get out of the comfort, the space of comfort, which is this blue, cold, dark. But when you go out here, you're going to see this warm yellow light. That is where you could be, but right now you're the only thing that's blocking you from having and fully experiencing that full life, what life has to offer. Right? We have here as well, we have the sun. What would be really beneficial for you, actually, is, believe it or not, you should do XB salt. What's it based? I don't know if I pronounced that right. It starts with an E. It's a type of salt. You to lay in like a nice tub and just relax. Put some petals, rose petals in there, bubbles, whatever you want. Eat some food. I don't care. Wine, whatever you like. And just sit there and relax and allow yourself to think of all the energy, bad energy, being drained out of your skin, right? And going down the drain. Allow that negative energy to exit. Oh, really? The North Node is life purpose? Thank you. I did not know that. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. So again, life purpose. Okay. So this is funny. So we have here, that is what I feel for you. You guys need to clean yourself a bit. You need to clean yourself. You need to, after having a bad day, go take a shower. But remember, visualize your energy, negative energy, being cleansed away off your body and being renewed when you walk out. That is what you need to do, part number 2. You have here as well is that once you do that, you're going to start to experience what it means to have a happy family. And so this is the reverse, but I feel like for some of you guys, family isn't in the physical anymore for some of you. For some of you guys, the family is in the spiritual or with a part of you, an extension of you. Some of you guys aren't even in communication with your family. And that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all, actually. But what is very important here for you to recognize and to realize here is that even though you guys cannot be in the physical, that you can be connected in the spiritual, and that you can communicate with them at any time that you need. But understand that they have moved on to the next life, and so that when you call upon them, they are not going to answer. But they will always be there watching you. Their energy will always watch you, no matter how far away it is. Thank you, Doris. I do appreciate it. I can't pronounce them correctly. They have here, because it is, once you do all this, pile number 2, you need to allow yourself to let your light shine. Do some meditation. Allow your heart center. Do some heart center meditation. Do heart work. Do heart remote viewing. Do remote viewing when it comes to your heart. There's so much that you can do. You just need to allow it. For some of you guys as well, for pile number 2 is don't allow 45 to keep your heart and keep it cold. Remember, Donald Trump is a soul contract, right? He is a very difficult challenge. You have to accept that Donald Trump was part of America's future and a part of America's past. But you cannot allow that to dictate and dominate your entire life. Move on. For some of you guys, medical marijuana might be a good thing as well. So I hope that helps you guys. Hopefully you find pile number 2 to be very good and very beneficial for you. And as for you guys who have chosen pile number 3, let's take a look. We have man holding a heart. We have, again, 45. Very interesting. I feel like some of you guys may have been picked two cards, 2 piles potentially, which is okay. We have the man holding heart. I feel like this is you holding your heart. You took it out of your chest and you're waiting to give it to somebody. But really, what you really need to give the heart to is not to anybody, but to yourself. You need to work on self-love. That is what I'm seeing here. Is that, for so long you've been asking yourself, why is no one coming to go see me? Why is no one want to love me? The reason why no one's coming to you because Spirit is not allowing them to come to you because they would take advantage of you because you're giving them all of you, but you're not giving yourself any of you. What you need to do is you need to give that love to you. Because the reason why someone comes into your life is when you fully accept you for your flaws, your shadow, the dark side of you, the good side of you, and loves you for you. That is what really happens to you. So if you're wondering why you're struggling in romantic aspect or why no one wants to participate with you, why no one wants to be friends with you, this is one of the reasons why. We have here for Saska Pisces. I don't know what this is, but it is interesting. So what this is telling me here is that what you are starting to experience here is your third eye is starting to open. All right, you see here you have your third eye and you have the 2 eyes here, your 2 eyeballs. You kind of have to imagine it a bit. But what I'm seeing here is that it's starting to diverge, but this is also me multi-dimensional. This feels to me that as if you are going on two or 4 different multi-dimensional planes. This means that you have the opportunity to change course and shift reality, so to speak. You're able to change your reality based on where you want to go. That is what I'm seeing here for number 26. For those of you guys who chosen pile 3, I'm seeing that you have the ability to alter your reality using shifting reality meditation. We have here again, same thing as number 2, is that you need to work on your soul love. You need to love yourself from your soul aspect. You may be complete in other areas, but you're not completed when it comes to your soul. Potentially, for some of you guys, you might have a life path of number 6. Not for all of you guys, but some of you guys would do. And maybe potentially you might be seeing 333, and that is your spirit guides talking to you to tell you all about what it is that you need to know, particularly when it comes to self-love, particularly on a soul spiritual level. And of course, you need to let go. That is one of the main things. You need to let go. And this is 2018. 2018 has taught you to let go, and you need to do it again. Because what this is allowing you to do is that you see the triangle. Triangle is what connects everything, right? Triangle is a pyramid. But it is an energetic force. It's an energy conductive. It also repels, but also connects energy. This is what you are. You are an energy. You are a triangle. That is what you are. You are an element. And so what you need to allow this to do is you need to allow things to flow through you, but out of you. Don't allow things to flow to you, but then be blocked as if you're a wall. Act as if you're transparent. Let them flow. Act as if your body is the mesh. And now things can pass through because air can. Allow yourself to do the same thing with negative emotions, with negative things that you don't want to accept as your own reality. That's what you have, pile 3. And this also potentially could mean, again, with 45, potentially as well. It could mean a multitude of things. I'm also sensing here as well that some of you guys need to call upon Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael to help guide you into your next phase in life. And I feel for some of you guys, I don't know if this is a lot of you, but some of you guys may have eaten mushrooms. Potentially, there could be like shiitake mushroom. There could be like weed mushrooms. I don't know what they would call them, but like, drug mushroom. You might have experience in psychedelics. So that might be something that you might be interested in or something you might be doing. That's only for slim parts of you, but that is a part of you. So that is something I'm seeing here as well. Allow your spirit guide, especially ask Archangel Michael to help guide you and take his story and cut anything that you don't want connected to you anymore. Right? And you see here the triangle. This is a speed button. If you look at it here, this is a speed. You kind of change the direction to go forward or to go back. That is something that you need. And that's where you're heading. You're heading in the right direction. Time number 3. All right, guys. I love you. I hope you have a very beautiful day. I hope you find the messages to be very forthcoming, to be accurate, hopefully, and hopefully you find them to be more informative for you so you kind of understand on a deeper level what your spirit guides are trying to say to you. I'm glad you guys all like it. I understand, Memphis, that some of the words were harsh. I am a little too blunt with my words, so I do apologize in advance if you find it to be a little harsh. But sometimes that being direct is the best way for you to receive the best of the message that you need to hear. Sometimes being sugar-coated may not be the best way. It's, again, my readings are not always for everybody, but I hope you do enjoy them. Hi, Danes Shangil 1. You must be new here, so welcome to the family. Thank you, Seth Kim. I really do. Thank you for your donation. I do appreciate it. Yeah, the energy has been quite crazy, but I'm glad you guys find them to be on point. I love you, and I'll see you guys very soon. Hi, Cal. What's up, love? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're good. What's it called? I will be live. No, not live, but I will be uploading again on Celestial and Beyond, and expect brand new content. The very first video to be premiering on what if Tarot. So we'll be doing that as well. All right, guys. I love you, and I'll see you guys soon. I just kind of stay tuned. I don't know what videos we're doing next, but probably most likely we'll be doing the next 3 months, November, December, and January. We're kind of taking a look at the next 3 months as well. So again, I hope you guys have a very beautiful day. Thank you all for coming. We had a great showing tonight. Bye.